Good day to brew, baby. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Millsy, hometown commander. We're back to try something new today. Today we're looking at our 2024 Wrapped. YouTube has been full of Wrapped videos as of the last week or two, and I thought I would throw my hat in the ring. Let's talk about everything that happened this year on the channel. Some of my favorite brews, some of the brews that did the best. We'll kind of theory craft and kind of do a little bit of vision planning for 2025, and we'll wrap it up. Down the links in the description, there's going to be a bunch of things I would love for y'all to check out. If you're interested, we're going to talk about it in a little bit as well. Let's start with the fun slide, the data slide. I think of all of the things on this page, I think the thing I'm the most proud of is 1,386 new subscribers as of 12/21. I think this is a really huge deal because we started the year at about 700 subscribers. My goal was to get monetized or at least get towards them. And look how much progress we've made over the course of the year. It makes me really happy to know that we almost tripled the amount of subscribers we did this year. And my hope is we could do it again and again. Maybe not triple the subscribers, but continue to grow, continue to cultivate fans that enjoy brewing and talking about brewing and just have a good time. Lots of views and lots of watch hours. A lot of the views come from our shorts that we've been doing. I'd love to know what you think of the shorts down in the comment section below, but a lot of watch hours. 711 uploads as of 12/21 this year. 245 of those were actual videos, whereas the rest of them were shorts. A lot of likes, comments, and shares. I think it's cool to see this data. I hope I can look back on this at some point in the future to see what the data looks like then, right, versus the data now. I think it'd be even fun to do this next year and look at the differences in the channel. Obviously, I didn't think I ever really even thought about this last year, but it's cool to look at it this year, and it's cool to look at the future in some senses. But I think what would be interesting, the thing I wanted to look at, because I was very intrigued, was what is the top 10 most popular brews we did for the channel this year. I had a guess or two that one or two of these would be on here. But I'll be honest, I figured Cheddarfang was going to be number one. Cheddarfang is a very enigmatic commander. It's popular, and especially getting that reprint in that scrolled away precon in Bloomburrow, I figured it was going to get some love. Ulalek, of course, doesn't surprise me at all at number two. New Eldrazi commander, a very good one at that, and a lot of interesting abilities, a lot of value, right, for those Eldrazi, kind of one of the main things coming out in those Modern Horizons 3 precons. I'll be honest, Alania surprised me a lot at number three. I didn't think a lot of people would be looking for that deck, but it's a commander I really enjoyed brewing. On the next slide, we'll talk about my top 10 favorite decks that I brewed, and you're going to see Alania there as well. I just love that deck. I love the idea of the otters and the spells together. Since we can't play Ral in the command zone, I thought it'd be fun to do Alania, and it looks like it did pretty well. Number four was Teysa Karlov. This was a deck I actually did at the start of the year for Ravnica Remastered. I'm very surprised that this got as many views as it did. Teysa Karlov didn't get any reprints throughout the year, didn't she? She might have got a secret layer drop, but very interesting. I mean, it's a good card, right? Very well used in a lot of aristocrat decks, so I'm not surprised. I know that she does have a lot of decks for her own of people who play Teysa Karlov as an aristocrat's commander, especially with that doubling up the death triggers, right? We had two precon upgrade videos, so not my regular brews, the actual precon upgrade videos hit the top 10. Caesar at 5 and Valkavoth at 7. That was kind of surprising. I kind of figured the regular ones would get more views, but it goes to show me that at least my precon upgrade videos are being watched by someone, both of them seeing spots in the top 10. I'm not surprised. Caesar's deck was very popular. Not only is it a deck that I really enjoy, but I'm not surprised to seeing it that. Valkavoth, I think makes a lot of sense to me as well. Duskmourn precons weren't all, super sexy for a lot of people. I like Aminatus. I think it's a good deck, but I could see why Valkavoth was popular. It's kind of up that Ob Nixilis from March Machine, the Aftermath type vein, and there aren't a ton of commanders like that, so it makes a ton of sense to me. At number 6, we have Azlask, the Swelling Scourge. I loved this deck. It was a ton of fun to build, taking advantage of all the different experience counters and scions and spawns. It's a fun deck. If you're looking for an Eldrazi deck that isn't Ulalek, I would recommend it. It was a fun deck to build. Number 8 is Ezio from Assassin's Creed. Not surprised, very popular set last year for some people, not for everyone. But it was kind of the key marquee commander, right? 5-color assassins, and that makes sense. I think in hindsight, I didn't love the brew. I think I could have put a little bit more into it, but it's cool to see that people resonate with some people. And then 9 and 10, two more Bloomburrow commanders, Vren and Clement. It's interesting to see that they're so close together. In fact, the number 11 was just 4 views less than Clement. So it just goes to show you that some of those views stuck there right together. But Vren was such a fun deck, interesting. Dimir Rats, all about removal, right? Build the rats wide. I enjoyed my brew for Wick, right, that we did for Bloomborough as well. I think Clement makes a ton of sense. Frogs really haven't got a ton of love for commanders. And so to have one that really cares about frogs, especially the new frogs that want to bounce and you're the perfect colors for that, I think it makes a ton of sense. But let's get in to my top 10 favorite brews of this year. And what I did was I put the number of views on the side so that you could see, comparatively speaking, where they were to the ones before it. But I think my favorite brew of the year had to be Sorin House Markov. This is a deck that I enjoyed brewing and I've been testing for myself. I like the idea of that black-white life game, but it's not tied to necessarily vampires. But I think Sorin's Planeswalker side really gives you a nice oomph to doing the life gain instead of just getting the life and doing the combos. You have that ability to dome someone for the amount you've gained. I think it's interesting. Number 2, Josh will be happy. Voya is my second favorite deck I brewed this year. We did it both back in Carlisle Manor at the start of the year, and I updated it for Foundations. Foundations? Did I update it for Foundations? I know we had a bunch of new elves. Yeah, I know I updated it later in the year, but so about 1440 total views, or if I was on the original 4043 in the update. I like Voya. I think it's such an interesting commander, and it does its game plan so well. Number 3, Alani on both lists at number 3. I genuinely just love the deck. I love the otters, and I might mess around with it at some point. It's not on the top of my list, but maybe. Vahan Goldwalkers at number 4. This was the alternate commander for Olivia's Precon from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I just love the idea of animating your treasures because Marty was so good at making treasures in a lot of ways, and I think turning them into them and then having all the things you can do to buff your artifact creatures and give them different abilities just made it really fun. You know, you get to use the Tempered Steels for the buffs, you get to use the Cybermen Patrols for the Myriad, or the Afflict. You know, it's interesting to me all the different ways you could play around with that. And Vihan's on my list to actually update here at the end of the year. If I don't believe this video will be out, that video won't be out for a week or so by the time you see this, but I am working on that one. 5 was Slinza from Foundations. I really enjoyed Slinza. I think it's such an interesting commander for beasts, a tribe that really doesn't have a ton of love for a commander. You kind of would be playing a mono green or Gruul, right? Something like Xenagos or something like that. But I like that it really pays off the beast. The draws, the counter is great because it fits so well with the fights, and there's just so much fun to be had with it. Number's pretty low on it because it kind of just came out, but I'm really excited to eventually update that one in the future. Number 6, I had Disa the Restless. This was the Mono Horizons 3 precon, the one around the around the Goyfs, and I think the deck's really interesting. Yeah, it's kind of linear in the sense that you're trying to get the Goyfs into the grave to get them out, but I like the Tarmogoyf Nest to be able to make tokens, and there was just some interesting play lines with it. I'm not surprised it's not the most popular precon for Modern Horizons 3. It's tough to do that when you have literally Eldrazi, right? But I'm excited to see if that one grows over the course of time. We got 2 Bloomborough decks here right in a row. Number 7 at Helga and number 8 at Kestra. Helga was Bloomborough. Yeah, I don't know why that threw me off, but it is. Helga was the Bant frog that cared about power 4 or greater. I called it Bant Stompy. That deck was a ton of fun to make. Getting to take the Stompy game that I love so much in mono green and bring it into Bant and seeing how you can push it and how you can maneuver it. Number 8, Castrol the Windcrested, our new bird commander, Azorius Birds. One of Mikey's new favorite cards of the year and a great commander in its own right. I think I had a ton of fun brewing it. And Castrol's ability is wild, man. If you get enough birds in the air and you get towards attacking, such a great ability putting counters, drawing cards. Man, I also did Falco Spara doing some Bant birds for the channel, but I think I enjoyed the Azorius one more. Number 9 is Nekasar the Mind Razor. I had never brewed Nekasar for the channel, and I did it for Dustmourne, and man, it was an interesting deck. I could see why Nekasar is so well feared in the community because it's just such a good deck. It's funny, I did it about 2 weeks before Scrawling Crawler was previewed in Foundation, so I got to miss that card by just a couple weeks. But Nekasar was a ton of fun. Not a deck I'd probably ever play for myself, but I think it was a ton of fun to brew it and to see the end game of it. And then number 10, the Necrobloom from Modern Horizons 3. It was just a ton of fun. The idea of a Abs and Landfall deck that also cared about aristocrats if you wanted to do it. I really enjoyed that deck. I tried to make it work for myself, but I couldn't make heads or tails of it. But that's okay. I think that happens from time to time. Might be something I go back to in the future, but for the moment, we're gonna leave that one where it is, and that rounds out my top 10 views of the year. I'm actually gonna put these my 10 favorites. I'm gonna link them down in the description if you're interested in watching any of them, so that way you can find them as well. Let's talk about what's next. What's next for 2025? What are the goals? I think some of these are going to be obvious and some of them may be new to you as the viewer watching this video. The first is our Discord there in the middle. Our Discord is live. The link's going to be down in the description. Mikey and I are in there hacking out. Come check out it. Come talk with us. Come brew with us. Come do day-to-day life with us. There's a lot of channels in there and a lot of things to talk about. And we've been having a ton of fun talking with a couple people that are in there already. We started off here at the end of the year, Mikey and I trying to make Brawl content. That's still our goal. We're still working on that for 2025. My goal was to start getting the mechanics of it down and then hit the ground running hard in 2025. So I hope that you'll join Mikey and I on that experience and let us know what you think of it. Gameplay's still coming. Something we're still working on. I think the hardest part for us has just been finding people that consistently want to play and consistently can play and give us the time to make it. I'd love to know if you've watched this far in the video. Do you like the live style gameplay? Would you rather have it edited? What do you think? I'd love to know what you want to see out of gameplay so that we can best produce it for you. One of my big goals for 2025 is sponsorships, trying to find some ways to open up the channel to some other revenue streams. I've got one in the works right now. That video should be out hopefully by the end of the year. We'll see. I'm going to release this video pretty much right after I record it. So this is going to come out, pretty post haste. But that video hopefully will come out by the end of the year. But I think it's a sponsor that's really going to be important for what we do here on the channel. And it's something that I would support personally. And then merch. If you've watched any of the more recent videos over the next week or two, you're going to see this. The new Always Be Brewing line from Millsy Brews is up. Link in the description. Got some merch, t-shirt, sweaters, sweatshirts, hoodies. I just wanted to try something. One, I wanted to do it for myself, to have something that I'm wearing when I'm recording with you guys. And number two, I think it's cool. If you're anything like me, you enjoy brewing, and I want the people that enjoy brewing to come together on it. I will say with the merch, since I haven't said anything yet, I pretty much put it as cheap as I could that the site would let me. The goal was not profit, at least for a long time. The goal is to have it out there and have people have access to it. And if you're interested, I would love to get your feedback on that. But that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching today. The Wrapped is very interesting for me in a lot of ways, just to see that data, see the things that we accomplished this year, and to get that validation and know that we're going down the right train. I got a new mic this year. I got a new video camera this year. I got a lot of great things, and I've got a lot of plans for 2025. We're going to brew the heck out of everything. Every set is going to get covered. 5 videos a week like we have been. We are not slowing down. We're burying the world in content, and that's the goal. I hope you'll join me on that trip, and I will catch you guys in the next one.